Hey guys, I actually forgot about this hand, and I really like the way I played this one. And even though it seems highly risky, I played this one solely based on two different factors. One, his range, because he's such a splashy player. Because this guy right over here opens from under the gun +1, and you'll see I've played a few hands with him, 19 hands, and his RFI is 57%. Out of control. And then if you look at his early position, he opens almost every single time from early position. So he could have anything. And so I really wanted to exploit that. So I've got a really solid hand, can be very easily played in position as a call. But I thought I might just take control back and make it so I can three bet so he can call a three bet out of position and put him into a really awkward spot with such a wide range. So that's what I chose to do. And I didn't make it too high. I didn't want to do like 3.5x like a cash game strategy. I just wanted to do about 2.5x just so he would have to call me and just be in a really awkward spot. You'll see that I started off with 33 big blinds. So depending on how things go and what comes out on the flop, then I'm going to decide from there. So he checks over to me. And so a couple different thoughts on this one is one, I have backdoor flush draw and also a backdoor straight draw, but I'm not concerned about that part right now. I mean, that is super enticing if you're going to try to run a bluff on someone just because you do have a way of making some sort of a hand. But whenever it's a high card and two lower cards and it's a flush draw, I almost will always c bet that. I'll c bet with like an 85% consistency because it's just so rare that they actually made something. So he could have an ace high, he could have a flush draw, he could have nothing, he could have suited connectors, whatever it may be. So I felt really good about that, about putting in a decently chunky bet of about 40%. And when he calls on that, you also got to keep in mind, since I was a three better and also in position and having a relatively short stack, then I have the nut advantage incredibly. I'm the only one that can have ace king, aces, kings, those three hands, and those three hands just slaughter this flop. So I felt really good about that. And then he calls, and then the ace comes out. So who has the range advantage again? Me, of course. So when he checks over to me, I've essentially got a pot size bet. Do I really want to jam for my entire tournament life on this? I think I do. And the reason why, like I mentioned earlier, is because I have the nut advantage because now when you've got ace and king out there, I'm the only one that has aces, kings, ace king, ace queen, ace jack, all those hands. I mean, if I had ace jack or ace queen, I probably am not going to be putting out a 40% bet on the flop. I might do it a little closer to about 25 to 33%, but I'm still going to bet. But I think this is just such a great opportunity because, especially if he has a flush draw, maybe even if he has a weaker king, then I think I'm going to get him to fold with doing a pot size bet. But the issue is, if I only put in, say, 5.5 big blinds because I'm setting up for a river shove, which people love to do, then he's going to call me with most things, and then I'm just crossing my fingers that the river bricks. If it doesn't, then I'm in a really bad spot, and especially if he donks on me on the river, then I have to fold. Or if he checks to me, do I try to bluff the river, not knowing what he could possibly have? So I figured since I have the nut advantage right here, I better just jam. And unfortunately, he ended up folding because if you keep in mind 57% and also 75% from early position, take a look at what this range actually looks like. That's a 75% range. He's calling with 10-6, or he's opening from early position with 10-6 offsuit. Even if it's only 57%, which is still insane, then he's doing this with 7-4 suited with 10-7 offsuit. So it was a no-brainer for me to pull this move, even though I only have a jack high. I felt 90% confident that it was going to work. So thanks for your time. Hopefully that helps.